Hello and welcome back. My name is Menke. Today we're going to be looking at how the Melbourne Demons broke a 57-year premiership drought. And spoilers, they ended up winning the grand final last year in 2021. So we're going to take a look at that video, kind of what was going on behind the scenes in the locker room, the energy, things like that. And then we'll do a little bit of a recap and talk about the first game coming up here in 2022 for the AFL season, which we have a tipping comp for, which is in the description. We'll talk about that more later. Let's get the ears on. Let's get right into this video. Oh yeah, the suspense.
It has been a feast like we have never seen before here.
Look at that score.
And it could be the last supper for Melbourne. 186 points.
A massive 148-point victory. Essendon's second greatest winning margin ever against anyone in their 117 years.
That is an ass kicking.
Words being directed towards the players.
They are
there
pissed.
as they leave the ground. And this is not a great side.
At the end of the game, I heard some boos coming off the ground, and I remember turning to one of my teammates at the time and saying, I can't remember the umpires being that bad. And I soon realised as we got closer to the race that they were actually booing us.
Yeah, getting your asses kicked.
I think Roosie probably summed it up the best when he spoke about the veil of negativity. You know, that was how the club was, how you felt internally as a footy club. You know, they were waiting for you to lose.
It was diabolical for the Melbourne Footy Club today.
Ingrained pessimism amongst our fans where they're just so used to the worst happening.
Everyone kept looking at the negatives.
We haven't been good for decades, and
There's how many Melbourne teams? I believe there's what, like four Melbourne teams, right? 3 or 4 Melbourne teams. And so it's not just like, all right, we're comparing ourselves to the rest of the league. You're also comparing yourselves to the other Melbourne teams in that area, right? And I feel like that's got to put a little bit more pressure on you.
probably not changing anytime soon.
Roosie came in as our head coach and said, we need to do a complete rebuild. Heads up, we're not going to win a game probably for a couple of years. It was quite confronting.
Well, the torture will go on.
Melbourne had everything to play for to
There's 8 Victorian teams. That's a lot.
secure a finals berth. They couldn't get the job done.
It's a very disappointing finish to what's been a very good year. You get into a prelim final, you don't do that.
That's
by
Charlie?
accident. Oh, no. And when they had the opportunity, they couldn't take it.
At the end of 2019, you know, the game had got hold of me a little bit. You know, I'd become a bit of a recluse, become stressed and anxious about the industry, and, you know, had to go away and do some work on myself to make sure I had the energy and the love of the game that I needed to coach the team.
We got really close, myself and Goody. He moved down the coast, I moved down the coast. We spoke about what we wanted to change the club to be.
Incredibly aware of the pressure externally for the position that I was in and then where the club was at.
He was able to park that and put Melbourne Demons first and what this playing group wanted first. Every year, every club, you do a cultural session at the start of the year and work out what your trademark's going to be, work out why you want to play football and how your team's going to win the flag. Something needed to be different about this one. We needed to introduce like a different stimulus. From 7 till like 9 p.m. over dinner at Settlers Run, we just had this open-ended chat where everyone was talking. There was certainly one point that got brought up by Aaron Vandenberg about how we spoke to each other professionally. For example, if you take Jake Lever, we used to say this thing like, oh, he took 10 intercept marks. And then someone would come over the top and go, yeah, but he didn't play on anyone. And bang, we brought him from, he's at the pinnacle, he's at the highest point of his career, like just taking 10 marks on the MCG, and we brought him down here straight away by doing a carefree little laugh in the change rooms. So if we're able to change that and just change how we spoke to each other professionally, we felt like that might be able to keep Jake Lever at a high for 5 weeks. He might be able to ride this high that he just got himself on for as long as possible.
See, one thing I do notice about Australian sports, there's a lot more thought that goes into people's feelings in Australian sports, is what I've noticed. and maybe it's the same way in American sports. It's just not talked about. We don't see a lot of this kind of stuff, but they're really concerned about how this guy feels, right? What his feelings are. Yes, he took all these amazing marks, but he never, I think they're saying that he never passed the ball to anybody afterwards. And then that's going to make him feel bad, right? So that's going to make him feel bad. Therefore, he's not going to play as good. So it seems like there's a lot of care and a lot of concern over people's feelings and whether or not they're where they're at mentally, which I think is maybe a good thing and a bad thing. I feel like there's a lot of sports teams that are just under the mentality like we don't really care if that hurt your feelings or not. You need to suck it up and play for the team and be one with the team. And I feel like if that's really pounded into you and it pounded into the whole team, it really doesn't give you an opportunity to feel bad about yourself because that's not the culture. There is no individual in these teams. It's all about the team, and there's no room for your feelings being hurt or anything like that. And I noticed that a lot with American sports, and you see it with even the best guys. You see people like Odell Beckham or all these really high-end wide receivers, when they start to get emotional and throw their temper tantrums, they're not playing. It doesn't matter how good they are. It's there's really not a lot of leniency towards that kind of attitude. But I noticed in Australian sports, there's a lot more care into what's going on in the player's mind. Where are they at mentally? Are they confident? Are they feeling self-conscious about their play? Yada yada. How do we address those things? How do we make sure everybody's feeling good? And it's just a bit of a difference between the cultures, which I find interesting.
We all sort of walked away thinking, geez, like that's a pretty powerful commitment we've just made to each other as a group. That was the meeting where we sort of laid it all out there and said, how is this group going to be remembered?
Side Pickett, look at the moves, look at the twist, look at the turn.
Yeah. Let's go, baby.
She's the target. Is it going to get there? Fridge flies, big goal.
Oh, look at that.
It's a contender.
Simon Goodwin was under immense pressure before the season. Tonight, he finds the Demons 4-zip, undefeated, off-field. There was a little bit of drama. Kate Rothie will become the club's first female president.
Yeah, so I've been on the board for 9 years. We'd had a few turbulent years on and off the field. I think really...
Ooh, she looks built. Like, she looks like she could, she looks like she played rugby, Did she play rugby? Was she a rugby gal? Because she looks like she'd be getting in a scrum.
For me, it was about a sense of calmness. I'm a very calm person. It was like, stay calm, everyone. We have to stay the course.
She really brought some real energy and alignment to our building. She had enormous belief in my ability, and I could feel that from her. She made me feel valued for what I was producing for the team.
Petrarca, goalwood, and he's done it. Huge night for Melbourne. They are 9-0 for the first time since 1956.
Wow. Yeah, 9-0. It's good.
And Melbourne are minor premiers.
Nice. Let's go.
The excitement, the energy, the expectation. This could be the year. And the Demons move a step closer to a grand new flag. Melbourne into its first grand final in 21 long years.
Wow.
Can a legion of demons end a 57?
To everybody who's watching right now, what do you think the catalyst was? What do you think the thing that turned it all around? Because you don't go from being just absolute terrible team, losing all your games or whatever, to now you're going to the Premier. You win 9 in a row, right? So what was the X factor, do you think? Like, what did it for the Demons? Was it the coaching switch? Was it the new president? Was it the culture change in the locker room? Or was it just a combination of everything? But what do you think like the actual catalyst to this was? I'm curious. Because that's a big change. That's a big turnaround, right?
Drought. It all starts now.
Oh, look at that mullet.
Petrarca within range off a step. Christian goes, bang! First in the grand final indeed.
They're out everywhere here, Melbourne. Short pass from half. Barney Williams has copped it up badly. Barney Fringe is going to get the goal on the back of it. And that feels like a grand final moment.
And that'll get to quarter time. Melbourne dominant through the early exchanges.
First quarter felt really comfortable. It felt like a normal game of football. Then The grand final aspect kicked in when we got challenged.
Treloar with a snap. Perfect start, Dog. Back to Treloar. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Norton front, snap, and goal. And the Bulldogs have picked 3 in 4 minutes and turned the grand final on its head.
I think that's a good point. You know, you can't rely on like individuals to carry the team. I mean, that can get you through certain games. It can get you maybe into the playoffs or whatever, but it's not going to win you championships very often. You know, it's a kind of a full team effort. So I think you're onto something there, Kev. But this is interesting because I remember watching this last year, and man, we did a live stream for it. So if you want to go check that out, it's in the content. No, it's back there somewhere on my channel. You can watch the live stream to this game. It was a stressful game because I'm a Doggies fan, so watching this was a bit stressful, but it was a good game. It was a very good game. So let's keep going.
I think the first 5 entries, the Dogs kicked 4 goals, and they were in front, and you sort of went, wow, that happened pretty quick.
Yeah.
What a turn from the Doggies.
Marcus Bontempelli has just turned in one of the great quarters in grand final history.
Halftime, baby.
I remember getting it at halftime, and I can't remember throughout that year seeing our group at a break more flat.
Stephen May comes in furious, wants to knock someone out.
I remember majority of the players being really quiet and the leaders being over the top loud. So I started to sense this panic, that sense of calmness which had got us so far. I felt like we're starting to slip away from us a little bit.
What I loved was Gorney and Goody in particular said, we're all in this, we all are feeling this feeling, but we're going to have a meeting in a minute and you just need to park it all. And if you take any negativity forward, we're going to lose this game.
You put a smile on your face because you worked your ass off, believe in the fitness you got. We're ready to go. Where we go? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's like at this point, you know, you're in the finals, right? You're in the big game, okay? I mean, as a coach, there's really not much more you can say than, hey, you made it this far, right? This isn't like you're losing your third game of the season. You've already lost 2 games of the season, and you're like trying to really pick them up because they haven't been doing it. You've made it to the grand finals. You are one of the best, maybe the best in the league, and that's what we're going to find out. But you know, these guys, they just gotta. That's the thing. It's I feel like there's a lot of emotion involved in some of these games and these sports, and it affects them. Like, it really affects the play. And which is not good. You know, you want it to affect the play if it's a good thing, right? If everybody's hyped up and on it, ready to go, that's a good thing to feed off that energy. But you can't let having a lead, you know, be taken out from underneath you get to you like that. You're one of the best teams in the league. You made it this far. You got to keep that in mind. So I think it's good on the coach to just keep it simple. Be like, hey, you made it this far. You know, you guys are the best, right? You made it this far. Pick your chins up. You know, quit sulking around, get fired up, and let's go kick some ass. You know, that's basically what you got to say. That's what you got to say. So, I like the coach's little pep talk.
Long ball.
Oh, big mark. Wow.
4 in a row. Oh, it's a big play. That is massive.
Let's go, Doggies.
Smith is going to run into trouble.
Bontempelli! Simply the Bont! He's kicked his 3rd!
When they hit 19 points up, I thought, we need to get the next one. We're probably 1 goal away from this game starting to slip away.
It's actually difficult to see the D's getting back into this. It's going to take an extraordinary effort.
Oh, dear.
They need to and his head.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel and Goliath.
I love when the little guy just stands over the tall dude, just like, yeah, what? I just threw your ass to the ground. What? That's hilarious.
I was thinking, if our captain's getting thrown to the ground by a 5'6" player,
yeah,
oh no, we're probably screwed here.
Look at his face.
Everyone thinks it's a turning point. I think the moment came not long after, about a minute after.
It took 1 stoppage, and 1 stoppage only, to change the momentum of the game.
Yeah, it was insane watching this game because the Demons literally just flipped it around. Like, it was like a night and day different game. Right was like mid-3rd quarter or something like that. This is where I was getting real frustrated watching this.
Jackson to the front. Viney went without. Through came Smith. Harms now.
Yeah, the Bulldogs could not grab the ball.
Jack Viney's effort just to get the ball to spill at that contest and stoppage, I thought was a pivotal moment.
James Harms did something special out of a forward stoppage and kicked the best kick of his career to Bailey Fritz.
Fritz, as he steered it through, he has. So there's a massive moment for Melbourne.
That kid looks young. He looks like he's like 21.
And then from there, literally, we just went bang.
They need the next one or the one after even. 2 out of the 3. Oliver.
Yeah, and they're going to get it. They're going to get a lot.
Could be a crucial stage. Jackson to Petrarca. Spins out of trouble. Loads it inside, attacking 50. Brown's best play.
Just mark after mark. The Demons are taking mark after mark inside the 50 at the end of this game. It was insane. And the Bulldogs just could not get hands on a ball. Their defense just like fell like a sinkhole. It was insane.
They have wrestled back momentum. How quickly it changes.
Melbourne won the last 6 clearances, and it's coincided with Max Gorn drifting forward and Jackson's taking the ruck work.
Just consider Jacko in the ruck a bit more too, mate. Just give him a little bit more. Gorney's on the bench now. So when you go on, give us 4 or 5 minutes real good ruck, and then see if you get Doggo. Like Doggo's ground ball stuff, he's going all right. So it's the perfect matchup for Steph.
It typified how far we'd come as a team and a group, that you got your captain, who's an All-Australian ruckman, prepared to let a young 19-year-old continue the momentum of the game.
Brayshaw needs to attack this footy. Does Norton, barrels into him.
Yeah, big hit. Let's go.
Flicks it over the top. Angus Brayshaw back with a...
Nice grab. Nice grab.
He stood up, Brayshaw. He's playing his best game for the season in a grand final.
You speak about momentum. Those little things make you so you feel good about yourself. You feel, I want to do that. I want to go do that now. You know, I'm looking at my teammate doing that. Why can't I?
High ball inside. Petrarca goes for the...
Ooh, that was sneaky. That was good. That was good.
I remember walking back to the centre square. I've never felt like that before in terms of just being so present and in the moment. I've looked back in terms of like the vision, and just my eyes are just freaking nuts and just
hyper
focused.
So yeah, just super hyper focused, almost like tunnel vision on the task at hand. Right, you're feeding off of your teammates. Right, you see them doing good, you want to do better than them in a good way, in a good competitive way. Like if they can do it, I can do it. You know, and then the next guy sees you doing that. It's like this snowball effect, and that's. You know, that's how you win games, right? You feed off the positive energy, and you don't let that negative energy come into any play at all.
Petrarca and Bonampelli going head to
That's what separates the champions from the second place losers.
That last 40 seconds, I've never seen anything like that in my entire life.
Here we go again. Jackson. There's 25 seconds on the clock to Oliver to make it 7 in a row for the Demons. Oh, they'll be going off there.
That's what it was. 7 in a row. 7 in a row. The Bulldogs just fell apart. At this point, I was done. I was so like bummed out because I was hoping the Dogs did so well, and I was like, the Dogs are going to win the grand final. I'm going to do a live stream. We're going to watch. It's going to be awesome. And then, wow, the middle of the third quarter through the rest of the game, all Demons.
Hey, boys, just okay, boys, 2 deep breaths. Just calm ourselves down, eh? Just calm ourselves down. That was a brilliant finish, but I need to be really clear, okay? Because momentum can swing really quickly.
Yeah. The energy in that 3/4 time huddle off the back of those 3 goals was just insane.
All year, all we've spoken about is being true to us. Let's go. True to who we are, who Melbourne is. You go out there and you play your...
Yeah, let's go.
He loops the 50, sets it up for Big Ben Brown. Woo.
Goal umpire has not even moved. They're drowning in goals.
They get whatever they want, the Demons. They have the keys to the city of Perth tonight.
There's no purer example of momentum than that last quarter. It was a magical feeling. Magical feeling.
The head of the ball is stagnant. There you go. Petrarca's...
Look at that defense.
And
31 on his back, worn by Barassi. Today it's worn by Fritsch, who kicks 6.
Taylor Duray went off with a blood brawl with about 6 minutes left, and Stephen May was telling me to sit up in defence, and I just told him to shut up and smile. And he, bad person to say that to, and same as Jack Viney was next to him, because they both absolutely abused me for 30 seconds straight.
Oh my.
Wow. Look at that. 140 to 66. When I say the Demons just destroyed the Dogs, and again, this was, I think the Bulldogs were up at the beginning of the third quarter. They over doubled the score on them in a quarter and a half. You know, I'm sure a lot of it was the energy, the momentum, the Demons all coming together, really just playing top-notch footy. But you got to think that the Doggies fell apart. Like, something happened with the Dogs. Like, to double the score in a quarter and a half, it was such a rough game to watch as a Doggies fan. But, you know, good on the Demons. Like, really. Like, they deserve that win, 100%. They played fantastic, and it's been a long time coming for these guys. So, I'm happy for them.
So grateful you came to the footy club, mate. So grateful. Love it, mate.
You know, hugging the players, hugging Simon, I think that photo's been around the traps about 5,000 times, but, you know, that's the raw emotion that you feel.
Who would have thought? I would have thought, mate. Where could we have been at the start of the year compared to now?
Siren went, one of the ladies from the AFL came up to me and said, "You've won the Norm Smith." And when Basil was speaking, I kept walking forward and waiting for him to call my name, and no one knew that I got told I was winning it. So everyone's like, "Why are you walking forward, mate? Like, do you think you've won it?"
That's got a little bit embarrassing.
57 years is a long, long time. It was double as long as I've been alive on this planet. So for people to be waiting that long, to have an impact on them in such a positive way, felt really special.
Grandma's happy.
It's awesome to know that all the young supporters and fans who have been embarrassed to wear their jumpers to school footy days can now go to school and brag to their mates that, you know, their team's the best team.
It took 5 or 6 years to build the foundations to get the momentum, and when we've got it as a footy club, it's a really powerful thing because you get a whole wave of people believing in what's possible.
All right. Thanks you guys so much for watching. If you liked that video, smash that like button, consider subscribing and turning on that bell so you know when I post more videos. And again, join the tipping comp. You guys have a chance to win a $100 gift card to the AFL store where you can get most of the stuff on there. I think it's like a nice official Guernsey or Guernsey, however you say it, is like $110. So you can get most of that if you win the tipping comp. $100 gift card to the winner of the tipping comp. And again, if you're watching this video, it's maybe week 2, 3, 4, whatever in the season, still join the tipping comp. You still have a good chance of winning. All right, I've seen it happen last year, and there's no strings attached. It's a free comp, so all you gotta do is put your email in, join the tipping comp, and I think we have like 58 people in there as of me recording this video right now. So join it, be part of that $100 gift card giveaway at the end of the year, and I'm probably going to be doing some little prizes and things throughout the season, so stay tuned for all of that. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. If you have any videos that you'd like me to take a look at, leave them in the Discord down below. I'm going to get out of here. Peace, love. We will catch you later. Cheers.